We're standing in front of my work, someone else's problem. Now, I made this in 2015 as a commentary at the kind of the explosiveness, fundamentally, of the issue of asylum seekers and refugees worldwide. Now, in the years prior to that, I've been making a lot of work about my own experience, as in I'm a second-generation Australian. My mum and her family fled the authoritarian regime of Abdel Nasser in Egypt back in the late 60s. They came to Australia and we're always grateful for the welcome they received here. And under current refugee and asylum seeker policies, particularly the offshore detention, and we're talking Manus Island and Nauru, that kind of warm welcome that my family received to Australia is no longer possible, or doesn't have that lovely knock-on effect of reciprocation and gratitude, as well as service. This idea of being of service was very strong within my own family. And very grateful for the peace and prosperity that we enjoy. So I think one of the most responsible things we can do as Australian citizens is actually engage with our government and its policies and question them at all times. Being a political artist, one of the things to do, or one of the challenges really, and the things to do, things that I want to achieve at least, is to speak plain-spokenly to my audience, as in aesthetically, you understand where I'm coming from, the messaging is clear, and there is no confusion. When speaking of artwork generally, you want to leave a lot of poetry for your audience. You want to be able to the audience to bring their own preconceptions and notions to it and make a decision. If we might continue around, I might actually show you some other works upstairs. So this is actually the marble stairs of the Maitland Regional Gallery. I believe all made from local stone. A beautiful record of the local minerals. One of the reasons I actually love marble is not only is there this rich history going back to European figurative tradition that we all know of, and it's sort of a link to storytelling from my own heritage, but the fact that it's actually beautiful material from the earth, given to us by Mother Nature, basically. Marble, in the scheme of things, is really benign. We use quite a lot of marble in my studio. The dust goes to painters to use as a good paint ground. A lot of the rubble goes to different sculptors for casting. So we waste nothing in the process, and it is entirely non-toxic. So much so that I can use the dust as fertilizer on my own garden. And that's a good feeling in this modern day and age where we need to be very mindful of everything that we use. Just here on this wall, that represents different moments in my own career. From earlier work, this is a folded t-shirt that says courage on it in a computer game fashion. The idea of, I think in my work always have asked what do we consider society's values or virtues? How do we discuss those? From my own childhood, I know that one of the few places outside of a kind of setting of religion that was ever discussed was things like computer games, where it gamified the idea of courage, speed, fortitude, strength, that sort of stuff. This is from a 2012 show that I had in Hong Kong, and it was it's called Quartet. It's actually obviously more to do with surveillance. It's a regular security camera. I think at the time we're talking about finding a place within the world. In 2012, remember, we really had seen 10 years of knock-on effects post 9/11 and 9/11 politics across the world, which spoke to more intrusive personal privacy laws in the name of security, and a politics that really traded in fear to separate and divide us. Yeah, it's just a small insight into my practice and how I work. All I can say is that being an artist has been the absolute joy of my life. It's a lot of hard work, but it's also very satisfying. Anyone that actually ever wants to become an artist who's watching this, I would say that there's a huge community out there of people who are like-minded, who are ready to support you, and you need to, it's not just this, don't see yourself as this hidden away creator in a garret somewhere. You're part of a community, and that is also really vital to the ongoing conversations of what art is and what it looks like and what is of value, but also to be challenged by your peers is one of the greatest things that can ever happen. Anyway, all by this way of saying thank you very much.